What happens when one of the biggest superstars in entertainment walks onto The View, expecting a routine interview, only to find herself in the crosshairs of Joy Behar's most vicious attack yet? The explosive confrontation that unfolded left Jennifer Lopez storming off set, producers scrambling, and millions of viewers witnessing what many are calling the most shocking moment in daytime television history. Make sure to subscribe and drop a comment below because what you're about to see will leave you absolutely stunned. The tension was palpable from the moment Jennifer Lopez stepped onto The View set that Tuesday morning. Dressed in an elegant cream blazer and radiating her usual confidence, she settled into the guest chair with a warm smile, ready to promote her latest film project. The other co-hosts, Whoopi Goldberg, Sarah Haynes, Sunny Hostin, and Alyssa Farah Griffin, greeted her with genuine enthusiasm. But Joy Behar's expression remained notably cold. "So Jennifer, welcome back to The View," Whoopi began diplomatically. "You look absolutely stunning as always. Tell us about your new movie." Jennifer's face lit up as she launched into her well-rehearsed talking points. "Thank you so much for having me, Whoopi. I'm incredibly excited about this project because it really speaks to the immigrant experience in America, something that's very close to my heart. The character I play is a woman who comes to this country with nothing but dreams and determination." Before she could continue, Joy Behar interrupted with a dismissive wave of her hand. "Oh please, Jennifer. The immigrant experience? You grew up in the Bronx. You're hardly an immigrant success story." The studio fell silent. Jennifer's smile faltered slightly, but she maintained her composure. "Actually, Joy, both my parents immigrated from Puerto Rico. They worked incredibly hard to give me and my sisters opportunities they never had." Joy leaned back in her chair with a condescending smirk. "Puerto Rico is part of the United States, sweetheart. That's not immigration. That's just moving." Sunny Hostin jumped in quickly, clearly uncomfortable with the direction of the conversation. "Joy, I think what Jennifer is highlighting is the cultural journey and the challenges that Latino families face when they move to mainland United States." But Joy wasn't done. "Look, I'm just saying there's a difference between real immigrants who risk everything to get here and people who just hop on a plane from one American territory to another. Let's not diminish actual immigrant stories." Jennifer's jaw tightened visibly. "With all due respect, Joy, you clearly don't understand the Puerto Rican experience. My parents faced discrimination, language barriers, and economic hardship. They were treated as outsiders, despite being American citizens." "Oh, here we go with the victim narrative." Joy shot back, rolling her eyes dramatically. "Jennifer, you've made hundreds of millions of dollars. You've dated billionaires. You live in mansions. Where exactly is this oppression you keep talking about?" Sarah Haynes tried to intervene. "I think we should focus on the positive message of Jennifer's new film." But Joy was relentless. "No, I want to understand this. Because it seems like every celebrity these days has to have some sob story about how hard their life was. Jennifer, your life has been pretty charmed, hasn't it?" Jennifer's voice remained steady, but there was steel beneath it. "My success doesn't erase where I came from, or the struggles my family endured. I use my platform to represent people who don't have a voice." "Your platform?" Joy laughed harshly. "You mean your Instagram account where you post pictures of your designer clothes and luxury vacations? That's your activism?" Whoopi sensed the interview spiraling out of control. "Joy, maybe we should." "No, Whoopi, I want to finish this thought," Joy interrupted. "Jennifer, you've been married how many times now? 4? 5? And each husband was more wealthy than the last. That doesn't exactly scream struggling immigrant story to me." The other co-hosts exchanged worried glances. Jennifer's hands were now gripping the arms of her chair, her knuckles white. "My personal relationships have nothing to do with my heritage or my commitment to my community. Don't they, though?" Joy pressed on mercilessly. "Because it seems like your commitment is more to social climbing than social justice. I mean, let's be honest about what we're seeing here." Alyssa tried to redirect. "Jennifer, can you tell us about working with your co-stars in the film?" But Joy wasn't finished. "Actually, I have another question about your co-stars. Isn't it true that you're notoriously difficult to work with? We've heard stories about your demands, your entourage, your diva behavior on set." Jennifer's composure finally cracked slightly. I have high standards, Joy. I'm professional, and I expect professionalism from others. If that makes me difficult, then I'm proud to be difficult. High standards or impossible standards? Joy shot back. Because word around Hollywood is that you're one of the most demanding celebrities they've ever worked with. Private jets, specific water temperatures, separate trailers for your entourage. That doesn't sound like someone who remembers where they came from. The tension in the studio was suffocating. Jennifer looked directly at Joy with fire in her eyes. You know what, Joy? I've been nothing but respectful since I walked in here. But you seem determined to attack me personally instead of talking about my work. I'm not attacking you, Joy replied with mock innocence. I'm asking legitimate questions that I think our viewers want answered. Or are you saying that celebrities should be above accountability? Accountability for what exactly? Jennifer's voice was rising now. For being successful? For working hard? For representing my culture in Hollywood? Joy's smile turned predatory. Accountability for pretending to be something you're not. You're not some struggling immigrant, Jennifer. You're a wealthy celebrity who's completely out of touch with regular people. Whoopi made another attempt to restore order. Ladies, let's take a breath here, and remember, we're all friends. But Jennifer was done pretending everything was fine. We're not friends, Whoopi. Friends don't ambush each other on television. Jennifer's words hung in the air like a thunderclap. The other co-hosts shifted uncomfortably as Joy's face flushed red with indignation. Excuse me? Joy's voice was dangerously low. Did you just say we're not friends? After all the times you've been welcomed on this show? Jennifer leaned forward, no longer holding back. Welcomed? Is that what you call this character assassination? You've spent the last 10 minutes trying to tear me down instead of having a conversation about my film. I'm doing my job, Joy snapped. My job is to ask tough questions, not to kiss your behind like every other talk show host. Your job is to be fair, Jennifer fired back. But you clearly came in here with an agenda. What is this really about, Joy? What did I ever do to you? Joy's mask of professionalism completely slipped. You want to know what this is about? It's about authenticity. It's about celebrities who think they can rewrite their own history and expect everyone to play along. Sunny Hostin looked mortified. Joy, I think you need to step back here. No, Sunny, I won't step back, Joy said, her voice getting shriller. Jennifer wants to play the victim card, but she's sitting here in a $1,000 jacket talking about struggle. It's insulting to people who actually face real hardship. Jennifer's eyes blazed. You think my jacket means I've forgotten where I came from? You think success erases struggle? That's the most ignorant thing I've ever heard. Ignorant? Joy practically shrieked. I'm ignorant? I've been in this business longer than you've been alive, little girl. The condescension in Joy's voice was unmistakable, and Jennifer wasn't having it. Don't you dare talk down to me like that. I'm not your little girl. I'm a grown woman who's worked for everything she has. Whoopi desperately tried to regain control. Okay, everyone needs to calm down right now. But Joy was in full attack mode now. You worked for everything? Please. You dated your way to the top. First it was Puffy, then Ben Affleck, then Mark Anthony, then Alex Rodriguez. Your romantic life reads like a networking strategy. The studio gasped. Even the camera operators looked shocked. Jennifer's mouth fell open in disbelief. Did you just say I dated my way to the top? Are you seriously sitting there questioning my talent and work ethic? I'm questioning your narrative. Joy shot back venomously. You want us to believe you're this self-made woman, but every career boost you've had has coincided with a high-profile relationship. Sarah Haynes looked like she wanted to crawl under the table. Joy, this is really inappropriate. What's inappropriate is the lie she's selling, Joy continued, completely unhinged now. Jennifer, you've built your entire brand on being relatable, but there's nothing relatable about private jets and $50 million engagement rings. Jennifer stood up abruptly, her chair rolling backward. That's enough. I don't have to sit here and listen to this garbage. Oh, you're leaving, Joy taunted. How very diva of you. Can't handle a little honest conversation? Honest? Jennifer's voice was incredulous. There's nothing honest about what you're doing. This is a hit job, and everyone in this studio knows it. Alyssa finally found her voice. Jennifer, please sit down. We can move on to talk about your film. But Jennifer was done. No, Alyssa. I came here to talk about my work, my passion project that means everything to me. Instead, I'm being attacked by someone who clearly has personal issues with me. Joy laughed bitterly. Personal issues? Honey, I don't think about you enough to have personal issues. But when you come on my show spouting nonsense about being an immigrant success story while wearing more jewelry than most people make in a year, yeah, I'm gonna call it out. Your show? Jennifer's eyebrows shot up. Last I checked, this was The View, not the Joy Behar show. And for the record, I never claimed to be an immigrant. I said the film explores the immigrant experience, which includes the children of immigrants. Semantics. Joy waved dismissively. You're splitting hairs to make yourself look better. I'm clarifying facts because you're deliberately misrepresenting what I said. Jennifer shot back. But clearly you're not interested in facts. You're interested in tearing me down for your own entertainment. Sunny tried one more time to de-escalate. Can we please just take a commercial break? No, Joy said firmly. We're live, and Jennifer opened this door. If she can dish it out, she can take it. Jennifer's voice dropped to a dangerous whisper. What exactly am I dishing out, Joy? What terrible thing have I done to deserve this treatment? You're being fake, Joy said bluntly. You're sitting here pretending to be something you're not. And I'm tired of celebrities getting away with it. Fake? Jennifer's voice rose again. I'm fake? You're the one putting on a performance right now. This isn't journalism. It's bullying. Bullying? Joy laughed harshly. Oh, that's rich. The multi-millionaire is being bullied by the mean old lady asking questions. You're not asking questions, Jennifer said, her voice shaking with rage. You're making accusations and attacking my character based on tabloid gossip and your own prejudices. My prejudices? Joy's voice hit a new octave. Now I'm a bigot because I won't bow down to Jennifer Lopez? You're twisting my words again, Jennifer said through gritted teeth. Just like you've been doing this entire interview. Whoopi made one final desperate attempt. Ladies, our viewers tune in to see intelligent discussion, not personal attacks. But Joy wasn't backing down. This is intelligent discussion, Whoopi. I'm holding a public figure accountable for the image she projects versus the reality of her life. You're holding me accountable? Jennifer's voice was filled with disbelief. What gives you the right to be my judge and jury? What makes you the arbiter of who deserves success and who doesn't? Experience, Joy said coldly. Decades of watching celebrities come and go, seeing who's real and who's putting on an act. And Jennifer, you're definitely putting on an act. Jennifer's hands were trembling with fury as she stared down at Joy. Your experience? Your experience of what exactly? Sitting behind this desk for years throwing stones at people who actually create something meaningful in this world? Joy's face contorted with rage. Meaningful? You call shaking your behind in music videos meaningful? You call playing the same character in every rom-com meaningful? The other co-hosts looked mortified. Sunny actually put her head in her hands. But Jennifer wasn't retreating anymore. You know what, Joy? At least I create. At least I build. At least I employ hundreds of people and give opportunities to others. What do you do besides tear people down? I tell the truth, Joy snarled. Something that's apparently foreign to you. The truth? Jennifer laughed bitterly. The truth is you're a bitter, washed-up comedian who never made it past second-tier status, and now you take out your frustrations on successful people who actually achieved their dreams. The studio went dead silent. Even the production assistants stopped moving. Joy's mouth opened and closed like a fish out of water. Whoopi's voice was barely a whisper. Jennifer, that was too far. But Jennifer was beyond caring. Was it Whoopi? Because she's been going too far this entire interview. She's questioned my heritage, my relationships, my work ethic, my authenticity, and my character. But suddenly, when I point out the obvious about her career, that's crossing the line? Joy found her voice again, and it was pure venom. You arrogant, self-absorbed diva. You think because you can dance and look pretty, that makes you better than everyone else? I think because I work hard and treat people with respect, that makes me better than bullies who hide behind their platform to attack people. Jennifer shot back. When was the last time you created anything, Joy? When was the last time you inspired anyone or made someone's life better? I make people laugh, Joy said defensively. By mocking others, Jennifer replied immediately. By tearing down anyone who threatens your fragile ego. That's not comedy, that's cruelty. Alyssa tried desperately to intervene. Maybe we should talk about something else entirely. No, Jennifer said firmly, never taking her eyes off Joy. We're going to finish this conversation. Joy wants to play psychologist and analyze my life? Let's analyze hers. Let's talk about someone who's so insecure about her own relevance that she has to manufacture controversy to get attention. Joy's voice was shaking with rage. How dare you psychoanalyze me, you talentless hack? Talentless hack? Jennifer's voice was incredulous. I've sold over 70 million records worldwide. I've starred in movies that made hundreds of millions of dollars. I've built a business empire. What have you done besides complain? I've been honest, Joy screamed. I've never pretended to be something I'm not. You pretend to be a journalist when you're really just a gossip. Jennifer fired back. You pretend to be asking hard questions when you're really just being nasty. You pretend to care about truth when you really just want to hurt people. Sarah looked like she was about to cry. Please, can we just stop this? But Joy was completely unhinged now. You want to know what I really think? Jennifer? I think you're a fraud. I think you're a mediocre talent who got lucky and now thinks she's entitled to respect she hasn't earned. Jennifer's voice dropped to a deadly calm. And I think you're a sad, bitter woman who peaked decades ago and can't stand watching other people succeed. I think you use this show as your personal therapy session to work out your own failures. That's it! Joy slammed her hand on the table. Security! Get her out of here! Jennifer laughed in disbelief. You're calling security on me? For what? For defending myself against your unprovoked attack? Whoopi finally stood up. Nobody's calling security. We're all adults here. No, Whoopi, Joy said, pointing dramatically at Jennifer. I want her removed from this set immediately. She's being abusive and disrespectful. I'm being abusive? Jennifer's voice reached a new level. You have got to be kidding me. You spent 20 minutes assassinating my character, and now you're playing victim? You called me a failure, Joy shrieked. You said I was bitter and washed up. After you called me fake, talentless, a gold digger and a fraud, Jennifer shot back. But somehow your insults are journalism and mine are abuse? Sunny finally found her courage. Joy, you did start this. You were extremely aggressive from the beginning. Don't you dare turn on me, Sunny, Joy snapped at her co-host. We're supposed to be a team here. We are a team, Sunny replied quietly. But that doesn't mean I have to support bullying. Joy's face turned purple. Bullying? I'm the bully? She's the one who attacked my career, my personal life, everything about me. After you did the exact same thing to me for 20 minutes straight, Jennifer said, her voice now eerily calm. The difference is, I waited until you attacked me first. You came out swinging from the very beginning. Alyssa nodded reluctantly. Jennifer's right, Joy. You were hostile from her first answer. Joy looked around the table in shock as she realized she was losing the support of her co-hosts. I can't believe you're all turning against me for this, diva. We're not turning against you, Whoopi said carefully. But you have to admit, this interview got out of hand. And it started with your tone. My tone? Joy was incredulous. My tone was professional. I asked legitimate questions. Your tone was hostile, and your questions were personal attacks disguised as journalism, Jennifer said firmly. And everyone in this studio knows it. Joy stood up abruptly, her chair rolling backward just like Jennifer's had earlier. Fine. If you all want to coddle celebrities instead of holding them accountable, then maybe I shouldn't be here either. Joy, sit down, Whoopi pleaded. Let's just finish the show. No, Joy said, ripping off her microphone. I won't sit here and be lectured by someone who thinks she's above criticism. Jennifer watched in amazement as Joy stormed toward the edge of the set. This is unbelievable. She attacks me for 20 minutes, loses the argument, and now she's having a tantrum. Joy, come back, Sarah called out. We can work this out. But Joy was already disappearing behind the cameras, leaving behind a studio full of shocked faces and dead air. Jennifer looked around at the remaining co-hosts, who were all staring at the empty chair where Joy had been sitting. Well, Jennifer said, settling back into her seat with a slight smile. I guess now we can actually talk about my movie. Whoopi let out a nervous laugh. I think we might need to go to commercial first. Actually, Whoopi, Jennifer said, looking directly into the camera, I think your viewers deserve to see what just happened. This is live television, right? This is real. Joy Behar just proved every point I made about her character by having a meltdown and walking off her own show. Sunny nodded slowly. You're right. Our viewers did just witness something unprecedented. They witnessed the real Joy Behar, Jennifer said matter-of-factly. Not the professional television personality, but the person underneath. Someone who can dish it out but absolutely cannot take it when someone stands up to her. Alyssa was shaking her head in disbelief. In all my years in television, I've never seen anything like this. Neither have I, Jennifer admitted. But sometimes you have to stand up to bullies, even when they have a platform and you're just a guest. Especially then, actually. The camera continued rolling as the remaining co-hosts tried to process what had just happened. Jennifer sat composed and dignified, a stark contrast to the chaos Joy had left in her wake. So, Jennifer said with a slight grin, should we talk about that movie now? Because it's actually a really good story about standing up for yourself and not letting anyone diminish your worth. Whoopi couldn't help but smile. I think that would be perfect. And with that, Jennifer Lopez had not only survived Joy Behar's vicious attack, but had completely turned the tables, exposing Joy's true nature to millions of viewers, and proving once and for all who the real professional was in that room. The interview that was meant to destroy Jennifer's reputation had instead destroyed Joy's credibility, and left her fleeing from her own show in humiliation. What did you think of this explosive confrontation? Was Jennifer Lopez right to fight back against Joy Behar's attacks? Or should she have taken the high road? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and make sure to subscribe for more shocking celebrity moments that you won't see anywhere else.